Hello there, welcome to my Endeavor era. My name is Kelly, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'd like to talk about concepts in the realm of self-worth. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. As someone who puts videos out and shares parts of myself with all of you, it was something that I had to tiptoe into, certainly not full-on dive in. I'm a very private person, and I very much control that which is released about me as best I can. You're not going to see me sitting here with no makeup and ratty hair and all of that. Nope. You want to come by my house on a Sunday, you'll see me that way, but you're not going to see me on here that way, because there's a certain way that I like to present myself. I think we all kind of feel that way, at least now. But today I was noticing something. I think the whole part of becoming aware of your triggers that I talked about in another video, becoming aware of the things that you do regarding how you feel about yourself. There's societal pressure, I feel, to always put on the I love myself phase and walk in confidence, straight posture. I've got this. I'm a boss babe. I'm a boss bitch. I will not let anyone take me down. I've got it. I've got my whole life figured out, and I will slay. My apologies to my 16-year-old daughter. Anyway, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of messages, right? You need to always be loving yourself every minute of every day. But is that realistic, though? I don't think so. I don't always feel it. I'm not gonna lie, there's times where you do have to kind of fake it till you make it. You know, if you're going in for a job interview, or you've got something that's gonna be very challenging and you're questioning yourself, is this right for me? Can I do this? Am I gonna pull this off? Am I gonna succeed? You know, we do get filled with self-doubt sometimes, even a little bit. And the idea that we always have to be on and loving ourselves and putting on that face to everybody out there, I just don't think that that's really realistic, because then where is the permission for us to feel crappy about ourselves or doubting ourselves? Are we allowed to show that? I mean, we're not encouraged to, that's for sure. Today I was really, really hungry. I had not eaten my breakfast, and I went out, did a little shopping, and came back, and I was like famished. And what I wanted to make had lots of different steps and a lot of chopping and all of that. And I got thrown off because there was something else that I had to make at the same time, and my brain just wasn't having any of that. It was like, nope, pick one thing. You're not doing two. So I got very flustered, and I got very upset with myself, and even to the point where I'm saying, like, why can't I have a brain that can handle more than one thing? Like, I like to think that I'm adaptable and resilient, and I like to think that I'm able to handle anything that comes my way, and then I can't make two different breakfasts at the same time. Wow, okay. And instead of just saying, oh, well, that's just the day that I'm having, or, oh, my brain works most of the time, today it just wants to have a day off. No, I had to get all critical and self-flagellating about it. And basically, I was hangry. Let's just call it what it is. I was hangry. But it made me think afterwards, because once I had eaten, I had a much better view of myself and the world. It got me to thinking about the different states that we get into, and that we don't really bring that out for others to see, because we don't want to be thought of as, less than, or, well, she doesn't really love herself despite the image that she puts on. We are sensitive to criticism, especially by those that we care about their opinions, right? So I'm thinking, like, I'm sharing this because I didn't feel very good about myself. Honestly, I felt a lot of guilt and some shame that I allowed myself to freak out like that and get upset and basically turn on myself. Like, I wouldn't do that to my best friend or my kids or my sisters. So why do I do that to myself? Is that acceptable? No, but that's what we do sometimes. And it's part of life. One day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna feel like you got everything all lined up and good, and you're slaying it. And you're gonna be loving what you're doing and how you're handling it. You're going to love the way you look. Things are all going to be in place. But then there's other days where you're going to feel like absolute shit about yourself, and you're going to question your capability, your intelligence, maybe your beauty, your worth. You're going to question all of it, because that's what we do. That's part of being human. These are normal, natural emotions. They don't get brought out as often because they're really not pretty. They're not. I honestly had to tell myself that, okay, we didn't deserve that today, and this is why we did it. And I really appreciated the opportunity to see that, because normally I avoid confronting those kinds of feelings and avoid confronting why I'm feeling them. I used to be a huge avoider, big time avoider. Like, something was bothering me, I'd go shopping and I'd spend money that I didn't have and find a couple cute outfits or pieces, and that was like $1 million. Like, it made me feel so much better, but in the long run didn't do me any favors at all, because I got behind, spent money that I shouldn't have, but I had to do it. It was almost a compulsion, right? Also, I would have drinks when I wasn't working. Like, I would have, at the end of the day, you love your glass of wine or your cocktail. I would do that. I would feel better. I would avoid the things that I was wanting to avoid. I'd put on a movie, I'd have wine, and I would just forget about all that stuff. But being an avoidant personality doesn't get you anywhere in the long run. It actually really puts you behind, and it's really not great, because then you also feel crappy about yourself, because you're doing it on some level, right? I did. I knew I was doing it, but just one of those things as you grow and learn and become older. So I just wanted to bring that out into the light, because I think all of these things seem to be coming up lately, these themes of what we are holding on to, what we are not looking at or facing. I don't know how your week has been, but this week has been a crazy, energetic week for that stuff. Things from the past coming up in dreams, when you're busy doing something and it just pops into your head, when you've had a conversation with somebody maybe you haven't talked to in a long time. It's been a crazy week for those energetics. And I think what we are being shown is, this is the stuff that you've neglected to deal with. This is the stuff you've not wanted to look at. Maybe it's time. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to look at those things. And it's okay to not love yourself every second of the day. Yes, I'm saying it. It is okay not to always love yourself, or to know your worth and see your worth. But you can't stay there. You can't live there, because that's not going to help you either. The idea is to pull yourself out of those moments and those states of mind, and not have pressure on yourself to do it in anyone else's time but yours. You have friends and family that love you and support you and encourage you. Hopefully you do. If not, I'll be that person for you. Just ask. I'll be there. But it's okay not to be that for yourself all the time. It's okay to fall down a bit. Just get back up. Get back up and know how strong you are and how wonderful you are, and how this is temporary. And even if we don't like those feelings and don't really want to feel them, feeling them is not the end of the world. You feel them and they move on. Emotion is energy in motion. You let it out, just like when you're saging your house, right? You keep a window open, or a couple, so that it can clear out and get the heck out of there, because you don't want to keep it, right? Feelings are like that too. So, not that you needed permission, certainly not from me, but it is okay to have doubts about yourself and to not always love yourself. And it's okay to want to avoid those feelings, because they're very uncomfortable. I haven't walked in your shoes. I don't know what you've been through, but I know that it can be very uncomfortable. But you don't have to do it all at once, and you can set aside some time for that purpose, to feel the feels away from people if you feel more comfortable doing that, because I know I do. So, you know what? We're all walking this path together. We're all going to get there together. Maybe not all at the same time, but it's okay. So if you've had one of those weeks, one of those energetic, crazy weeks where stuff's coming up, you're not alone in that. It's been a lot of people reporting on that, so, and me included. So, you know what? It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. So, anyway, Don't know if this was what you needed to hear. If not, oh well. But I guess this is what I needed to say today. So anyway, thank you very, very much for listening. I do appreciate all of you, and I definitely will see you in the next video.